Wow, there is just something so evil and insidious going on and coming. And it's such a sad thing to see how hard our government and media and various media influences around the world are all trying to distract people so that they don't see the very reality that is an uncomfortable reality. It is a terrible thing to have to understand where we are in space and time, and yet, you know if you're not for the truth, you're living in a lie. And so I've talked about this channel over here. It's one of my go-to channels. I see it every single day. What does he have to say today? And it's called the Money GPS. And I've encouraged people to get into his videos and check them out, because this must be, I don't know, the 16th or more video that he's done talking about the reality of what's actually happening. And a lot of what he says I don't get because I'm not a financial person. So I wish he would almost just dumb it down just a little bit more. But I get the broad overview of what he's saying. And he uses a lot of data points to demonstrate what he's articulating. And the financial picture is not a good one. So not only is that a problem that's just getting worse and worse, but then he's showing you, because he understands this stuff, he went to school for this stuff, he shows you the evidence of how the media is just lying to you. But then it's really weird because Elizabeth Warren wrote an op-ed and she talked about how bad the economy was. So, you always see that go-to move with the government of double-mindedness, where they say one thing and then they say the exact opposite. And that's always the calling card of the devil. That is how he works. Well, I was looking at this video here and it's called "There's a Huge Hole in the GDP Numbers. Economic Growth Lie as Slowdown Accelerates." And he talks about how, in video after video, that all the statistics about what's happening on a global basis show that everything is slowing down to a crawl, and that people are just having major problems. And the government is just completely lying to you about everything. And I left a comment, but I left some links. It says, the Lord didn't even like when land boundaries were moved and land was stolen from a man's neighbor. Can you imagine what he's going to do to those who are stealing trillions globally from people and put them into financial slavery? That day is coming. Judgment Day is coming. One of these autumn occasions, Yom Hadin. And I was researching yesterday this gentleman right here, the Economic Collapse blog, and then also Zero Hedge is a similar paper. And there were articles regarding the poor harvest season that we're experiencing, shortages on many of our canned vegetable items, that were signs that were put up in stores where they just really didn't have much stock available because, as we've talked about before, but as YouTube also came along and stole all those videos without a word to me. We have talked about how in popular music, like the video called "I Don't Care," for example, they are highlighting, by dressing up in food items, that they're destroying the food crop. They're doing it on purpose. And Justin Bieber and Ed Sheeran are dancing around happy as a lark, dressing as corn and various other stupid things. And what you should understand is, oh, they also put a farmer in the farmland that's all been, somehow they have figured out a way to abuse science and flood the land. So if you go check out a video called "I Don't Care," you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's like they are really hell bent on keeping this information away from people. Shush. I don't want to hear the music part because they'll take it. they take everything. So actually, I think it's, I mean, there's so much in here that could be said, but I don't want to sidetrack myself from what I'm wanting to talk about. I think that's like the 130, right? So there's a reason why they're mocking you and dressing up like corn that's hiding, because our cornfields are not doing well, right? And then they just put all kinds of goofy, chaotic, stupid stuff in here. There's another part in the video. It's so mocking and irritating too. This video. Look, it's got 203,173,357 views. And it's sad because these people don't have the slightest clue what is happening to our country and what is happening to our world with regard to finance. And all this stuff about cowboys. Oh boy, I can't even get into that right now. But you have to understand they are mocking the fact that the food is going away. I must have skipped over the actual portion where they've got a part in here where they actually have a farmer in the field. There it is. See, he's eating his hamburger and he's looking all downcast, and they've dressed him up like corn. This is to highlight and show you the fact that the fields aren't doing well because the land rather is so waterlogged. The seed isn't doing well, so they didn't really get much of a harvest, which is huge and not good. So anyhow, do check that out. But this is the outcome of what I want to show you. Sorry about that. But anyhow, so this is just a little bit of the outcome that they're having food shortages at the supermarket, some of them, and we can expect much more. And then they have other articles too, like the Wall Street celebrities celebrates rising stock prices. Companies are literally shutting down all over America. So they've, for a long time, they've dubbed it the retail apocalypse, but it's actually just growing, growing and growing, growing. Kind of like that Blob movie. And then a bank with $49 trillion in exposure to derivatives is melting down in front of our eyes. So these are just a couple articles, but let me go in here because I want to show you this. Look at that. These were pictures that people. Oh, shut up. Sorry about that. These were pictures that people took at the grocery store. It says, due to a poor harvest season, we are experiencing shortages on many of our canned vegetable items. Haha, we hope to be back in stock on most items by the end of August. Well, I mean, you don't know. But see, this is what I'm talking about. So far, the mainstream media is being eerily quiet about all this. Oh, of course, they have investors to keep happy. They don't want the truth getting out there. Is there a reason why they aren't saying anything? I do. I think there's an ultimate reason, and I've talked about that. I really feel like the SEALs are being set up for uh, allowing the four horsemen of the apocalypse to come. For months, I've been reporting on the extremely bizarre weather patterns that are causing crop failures all over the planet. Did you get that? We're not talking local only. We're talking, he used the word planet. But I certainly did not expect that we would already begin to see product shortages on the shelves of major US supermarkets this summer. And what I'm about to share with you is shocking, but the truth needs to get out. For those that share my articles on their own websites, let's go down. I know that all the images in this article are going to be an inconvenience, but it is imperative that you include them when you republish this article because they tell a story, and all the images are taken directly from Facebook, and they prove that we are now facing a nationwide shortage of canned vegetables. Let's get started. And so these are different people. Product shortage notice that was posted in the canned vegetable section of a Walmart. This is Tennessee, okay, by Scott Biddle or Beidle. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. This is only the beginning. I like that he put that because I think that as opposed to most people wanting to just, try to stay positive, he's kind of looking at the long haul of the outcome of what could be happening here. Food shortages already happening. Found at a Tennessee Walmart in the canned vegetable section. I bet Walmart has thousands of these flyers printed ready for the recent catastrophic. Oh, that's interesting because there was a cat in the I don't know video. If you go and watch that, and I'll put a link below so you can see it easily. But they had people, I mean, they were just mixing everything up in chaos. And some of the tennis player people they were giving animal heads to, and one of them they put a cat head on. So, anyhow, catastrophe. Crop flooding to catch up to the store shelves. Expect to see many more of these signs at your local Walmart and grocery stores over the next year, right? So we're dealing with the next year. What is the next year going to look like? And a side note, it says that prices are already up 20% on bread, milk, and eggs. I think you meant etc. Well, before the crop shortage even affects the store shelves. Wow. 3 months ago at Walmart, my off-brand bread was 99 cents, and now the same bread is $1.39 and raising. So I don't know if there was an issue with the wheat as well. I'm not clear on that. So see, it says product shortage due to the limited availability. We are experiencing product shortages across this category, and we're working closely with our suppliers to get these items back as quickly as possible. Well, so if there was a crop failure where we only were able to plant like 30% of the seed, so that means 70% didn't go into the ground, and then, the ground wasn't good. Anyhow, so who knows what the actual output of productivity for the crop was. And they're saying, you know, well, this is only effective July 2nd through August 9th. But see, that kind of starts to make me nervous when we're seeing these summer time frames, because the next season coming is autumn. And Jesus talked about all this stuff. He said, watch the fig tree, watch these other trees, watch what's going on around you, because you know that summer is near. And I think there's a lot packed into that. But if you study the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, there is a period of time called Elul that sets up in the summertime. And basically, it is a long walk count of a total of 40 days to Yom Kippur, but specifically backing that up a little bit, it is a walk to 30 days out. And when you get to that, you're talking about Yom Hadin. You're talking about the Day of Judgment. You're talking about a Feast of Trumpets. You're talking about one of the most sober, holiest religious days in all of Israel's history. And one of these Yom Hadins, he's going to come and fulfill it. And we're talking rapture, we're talking resurrection, we're talking division of the sons of God from the slaves. We're talking major catastrophe. So each Elul to Tishri 1, we're talking you should be on high alert paying attention, and you start showing these precursors, which is what this video is about, to the potentiality for the seals to be opened up. That is the massive concern. So, they show different people's perspective and look. They don't have anything to put back on the shelves once the people have bought. So they go through quite a few of these. And you might just be thinking, well, this is just canned vegetables. I mean, it's not going to really affect me. I'll just go buy more of this other stuff. But what about when it's section after section after section? Because it's like a contagion, right? And more. I mean, I don't even know where they're getting this August 9th date from. I wish that people had interviewed a manager or something, and another. This is just the food end of it. When you kind of combine together the whole thing with the money, we got a big problem coming.